Hi, I'm Rebecca Struthers. I play first violin in the New Zealand Symphony Orchestra, and today I've been asked to talk a little bit about preparing for a performance, maybe an audition, and ways that can make that an easier process. I have a thing called a rule of thumb, and now you could make up your own one, but thumb, Thumb. The first one is T, and that's to think about what you're doing now. There's a very renowned violin teacher called Eli Kleiss, and he came out here and he was doing masterclasses on nerves. And he said one thing that happens when you get nervous and you get in a performance situation is that you've done all the preparation and then you go out there and you start finding a little voice gets into your head and it starts telling you things while you're playing that it sounds terrible and this kind of thing. So his idea was, and I think it's really an important one to actually practice in your practice time, is to use the voice that comes in and start using it in a constructive way. So if you have a shift coming up, you could use the voice to say, no, I'm relaxing my arm, or I'm getting ready to shift here. And so you're really in the present moment. That would be the first thing. H is for honest listening. Now, recently we had a little workshop and some students were practicing these techniques and they were really excellent at honest listening. And so we had things like you're maybe going up to a shift and here you are, and are you going to get it right, and you just want to get it right, and so here you go. Ooh, okay, now that didn't sound too good. So instead of saying that didn't sound too good, honest listening would say that's flat. Okay, so next time I do it I'm going to aim a bit higher. Okay, that was a bit sharp that time. So you're always absolutely truthful about what you're hearing and it takes the judgment away. U is for understanding the music, and if you're doing an orchestral excerpt, it'll be very important to listen, go on YouTube, go on Naxos library and listen to these pieces and listen to where you fit in to the picture of this piece. And it would also include looking at the title, any Italian markings there may be, or German markings, anything that indicates a mood, an atmosphere. Is it a dance? What are you playing? It's amazing how easy it is to launch into learning something and kind of forget somewhere along the way that it's in a context, and so it would be important to understand the music. M is for metronome work, and absolutely no excuses. There's an app for metronome on smartphones, so you can't get away from it. You don't have to have a metronome. All you need is the app, and it's free. And this would be absolutely vital. If you play on your own in an audition and you don't have a conductor, you might have a group of notes, some quavers that last a whole line or even many lines with crescendo and diminuendo. It's so very easy to speed up on a crescendo and to slow down on a diminuendo. These sort of things immediately are heard. So metronome work can just, again, it's a little sort of truth marker. It can just help you realise what you are doing and just to make it more accurate. B is for be consistent with your bowing and fingerings, and this is an amazing thing actually, that if you have learnt a piece really, really well with your bow, in your bow arm there's a memory, so that you can come back 30 years later not having played it since, and You may have forgotten where the notes are, but your bow has not forgotten what it did all those years ago, because it has a memory. In an orchestra, to play the same part of the bow and play the same bowing as everybody else makes a huge difference to the collective sound that gets produced. And but in terms of specifically for preparing for a performance, to be consistent means that when you're under pressure, your body will automatically go with what you have practiced over and over. I find it very easy, it's very easy when you're practicing to do the parts that you like a lot, and maybe do the parts that are harder or that are more difficult to not do them so much. And this is maybe it makes it easier to think about learning something always the same way, and then it will get easier. And yeah, that's just a few things to think about. The final thing that is quite fun is that we also had a go of when we had this workshop was that it has been proven that when you smile, it makes a difference to the sound. And yeah, so there's a little bit of an experiment with that. Okay, all got your eyes closed? So hands up for second one clenched.
Thank you.
Okay, hands up for first one clenched. Okay, well, it's almost an even feel, but actually that's 5, 2, 3. The second one was clenched.
Yes. I got it right.